The leader can enable multiplayer playtesting to better assess the map's completeness. Furthermore, each team member can help build different aspects to create much more efficiently. Lastly, new players can invite experienced players to create together. That way, they can learn more quickly. Of course, the leader should be aware that all edits made by participating members take effect in real time and cannot be undone after saving. Gather your friends and try group editing now to experience the joy of co-creation. There's still lots more fun to be had with the group editing feature. If you have any interesting ideas or suggestions, be sure to share them in the official PUBG Mobile World of Wonder Discord server. For more World of Wonder creation strategies, please check out the World of Wonder section of the Co-Create space.
Welcome back, everyone. You guys are watching PUBG Mobile Club Open South Asia 2023. For some reason, I got reminded of PMPL, but it's PMCO 2023. Yeah, and in quite a fashion.
Yeah, good for them. Too little, too late, I'd say, because even this chicken had only 9 frags. If it was somewhere around 15 frags, we could have still thought that, oh, one more game like that might push them up in top 5. But hey, a victory is a victory, and that's what the players of Team DRS get. Probably the MVP is going to be from DRS as well. Or we might have the players of POC, but I don't exactly remember how many frags did they have. I don't think so a lot. But yeah, great job done by the other teams as well. The top performing teams this time around was Raw Esports in terms of the top 5 teams. So how much of a difference have they been able to gobble up? That is going to be a question. But before we jump into that, let's have a look at the most valuable player of the game. It is going to be Sleepy from Raw Esports. Of course, I was expecting this because he had good number of frags, 1000 damage. But the elimination just does not do justice to him.
I wonder how much damage is from those grenades, because I do remember he knocked down 2 players of Horror Esports with just a single nade. So definitely Sleepy was doing so much for his team, the way he was pincing down the players of Horror Esports, or be it AST. So he was doing so much. 1000 damage, 3 LMs, perfect stats coming in from this particular lad. But along with him, we have XMPL also from DRS with 4 LMs of his own.
Yeah, talking about the top players, there is the list: Sleepy, XMPL, Zordi, Crypto, Core. All these players had a good impact in the game, but then again, you do see 2 different players from Team Raw Esports. That means they had a good frag game. 7 frags between the two, Zordi and Sleepy. Great job done by these players. XMPL from DRS had 4, even though they got that chicken dinner. 9 frags, out of which 4 were by XMPL. So he was the fragger for his team.
Well, certainly Crypto also from Aganex side with 3 LMs, Core of POC with 2 LMs, but a lot of damage that he was dishing out. But looking at the match summary, we have got 59 elimination and 62 knocks. A decent knock elimination ratio. The longest elimination was of 333 meters. Total healing stun were 8,796 and 1 vehicle elimination also.
That was interesting. I mean, vehicle eliminations on this map of Miramar are usually less as compared to what we've got over here. But hey, if you get it, it's fine for you. Let's have a look at the match rankings as well. 19 points for DRS. Egonix i8 had 10 eliminations. Wait a second, I thought it was only Raw who performed. But no, even Egonix i8 had a good say in the game. 15 total points for them. Raw Esports also get 12. But look at that, POC have 8, even NB with 7. Where's Hora with 7 points? So that's a decent game. Nobody is touching Hora right now.
Oh, certainly. No one is touching Aura Esports right now. They have got those average points which they needed. But Vikings also this time, they have got 5 points to the name. GEUD Gaming with 3 points on the 10th spot. Under Gang Slayers with 2 points. Leo Esports just 1 point to the name. Devil X Dragon, AD51, not so good performance, just 1 point to their name. Also, Noob Alliance and Raw MN with nothing, 0 in this game.
Oh, that is definitely going to be a difficult thing for the other teams. But yeah, this is going to be the final game of the day. Erangel, the final map where the champions will be decided. Super excited for this one. I mean, we do have Hora Esports, who are looking to be the victors. But we will have to see. We will have to see if that's the case, because one bad start for Hora Esports could entirely turn the game. I don't think so. Production is going to show us the overall standings just before the final game. But hey, it is going to be super fun just because of that. We do not know who the team is on the second spot. I believe it's Streamagon XI8, considering the great performance that they had. They have closed in the distance quite a bit, but still, the deficiency is still going to be there. It is going to be fun. But ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into the final game of Erangel.
Well, for the last time in PMCO 2023, we have the big blue bird in the sky going all the way from Georgopol. Looks like we have a northern flight path from Georgopol towards Lipovka, but also there is a slight change in the caster desk. We have Necro joining me. Necro, how are you doing, man?
Points in that previous game. Yeah, they have still managed to pin that spot down, but you never know. One bad game, this single bad game can cost him that entire championship slot. So you never know. Hora Esports, all they need to do is play for survival. If they try to be greedy inside this game, that might just be it. But as we've got the planned flight path, as you mentioned, starting all the way from Georgopol towards Lipovka, Hora Esports as well, just taking an exit towards Yasna Polyana. No issues over there. Aegon Excite, they like to go all the way down south towards military base. It's going to be a hell of a stretch for them.
Yes, definitely. But if I remember correctly, again, XIA, they tend to perform in those circles really good. If the circle is quite opposite to the drop location, that is the northern circles or the northern flight path. So again, XIA, okay. It's not a northern circle. We have an eastern circle where the players of DRS can benefit heavily, or even the players of Raw Esports also, or maybe Hora, because they are already in the city of Yasnaya. This is definitely a very good circle for the players of Hora Esports, Necro.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Hora Esports inside Yasna Polyana, it's not going to be that much of an issue for them to actually make it to the centric spot, including the players of DRS as well. You can say the same thing, and even Devil X Dragon. These guys are going to be in a really good spot. But the team that are going to be in contention for the first spot, Aegon XI at Raw Esports, these two guys, they need to desperately perform inside the game. Aegon XI, one thing is for sure, their eyes are going to be on that spot. One single mistake, Aegon XI knows that their spot will be taken away easily. So over here, I should be on the prize. Hora Esports, all they need to do is just play for the survival. That's it. All they need to do is just hide inside the houses for as long as possible.
And they've already been gifted by PUBG gods a perfect circle to do that. But speaking of other teams like AST, they have to make their way inside the circle, and the players of Raw Esports or UG under Gang Slayers can also ruin their plans. But speaking of Vikings, well, they are in the city of Lipovka, one of the most underrated place, I would say it, because Lipovka tends to offer a decent loot for all the 4 players, but looks like the first blood has already been drawn.
Pretty much, and that too, Jimmy. He's got a knife in his hand and a slit in the enemy's throats, I guess. Jimmy, off the bat, is having a great start. ISSL Noob Alliance, one of those teams. I mean, throughout the tournament, they have struggled. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter even if they are going to have a good final game. It's really not going to matter. The same thing could be said for the DRS as well, because they did win the previous game, but how much impact does it really make? The answer is none. So it doesn't even matter if they did get that previous game in the hand.
Well, certainly. And yeah, but still, I think they should try to get a winner-winner chicken dinner, no matter what the result is in the overall standings. But speaking of again XIA, the previous Erangel, that means the match number 3, they got a winner-winner chicken dinner for themselves. And they can try to do so again, because the rotations are not going to be that difficult for again XI8 if they opt for Nova Ripnoi Bridge. So let's see which route they are going to opt. But for now, they are looking pretty good in terms of the resources, because yeah, military base offers the best loot, and that it has been a home ground for Aegon XI8 from a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, Aegon XI8, as you mentioned, it's been their home turf for a long time, and these guys are still looting forward. Now, my real eyes are going to be towards the circle. Who is actually prioritizing to be in that centric spot? There are a couple of these teams that have struggled through the start. And as I mentioned, right now the battle is literally just in the top three. The team that's in the third spot will have a little bit of a more tougher climbing. The team on the second can have a really easy shot. All they need to do is have a decent game. And if Hora Esports slips out in this game, well, then that's it. Hora Esports is pretty much not going to be the winners unless all the top three teams end up just crumbling down like that. Then maybe that can be like a God gifted win. But still, for now, the top three is looking way too close to comfort. And the other teams on the latter half of the board or the other teams underneath the top five are just here to play that spoiler. Even if any of these players do get taken down by any of the teams that are going to be on the latter half of the board, that's something that's going to be reminded to them throughout their entire career, that how they were so close to win the entire PMCO, but then they got eliminated by a team who was not even or who didn't even stand a chance to win the PMCO. That's something that's going to be like a pinch of salt on top of the wounds.
You definitely like to focus on those points. But speaking of POC, yeah, they're not in the best of the spot right now. And looks like they're going for a very long rotation, or they're just going to grab more resources. And hey, Necro, I just want to ask you out of the blue, just a random question. DBS, what's your point of view? Because I completely hate DBS. Do you like that weapon?
I mean, there's pros and cons for it, right? Of course, DBS, it is a solid weapon, but then once again, you need to be super accurate. You need to be super accurate in close range. You need to be in a point blank range for you to get the knockout. And if you miss that initial shot, well, then you pretty much can't be done. Imagine a DBS versus UMP fight, right? Up close and personal. The DBS guy misses the first shot. UMP clearly has a big advantage because then you need to pump the DBS. That's where the UMP can take the cake. But then once again, the initial shot connected, DBS can pretty much come out on top. Of course, shotguns are going to be super overpowered in the up close and personal combats, but I mean, you can't really do anything about it, right? Maybe the only nerf that you can try to bring to the DBS is pretty much just make it super rare. Maybe that can be the only nerf, because if you nerf it to the ground, well, then that weapon's going to be pretty much useless. And I'm pretty sure the developers do not really want that.
Or maybe just send it back to the airdrop. That could be an
option. I don't think so. Anyone would even try to go for that then. Airdrop is a little bit too much of a bigger of a nerf. I would just say make it super rare.
Yeah, true. You have a point. But right now, even the players of AST and POC are also trying to lock horns with each other. And from the rooftop, the players of Hora, Sky, is trying to grab as much information as much possible. But look at that. AST, in case with that M416, is trying to take down the players of POC. And looks like not just one, two players are going to be taken down. Playzone also coming into the picture, takes down Kailan. AST Slayer also goes down. This is not looking good at all for both these teams.
Yeah, AST are just falling apart, but still they've got a Jaya on his feet, and he's the only one holding his team up. For how long, though? That's the real question. Core's out in the open position. Spotted. The nade's going to sail in that direction. Core shut down as well. POC on the verge of getting eliminated completely from this game. And Ajaya, he's just here to claim the elimination points. It's like a feast for this man, but he also needs to prioritize resurrection on his teammates. So he needs to go for that trade, Rez. AST, the players are bleeding out to their death. Incus needs to be back up on his feet. Slayer needs to be back up on his feet. But AST themselves know that at this point in time, the game's done. They cannot do anything in order for them to get back inside the race anymore. It's just done. Even Ajaya himself knows he's the only man on the mission inside the team now.
He has to fall back. It's pretty much done. All he can do is maximum get the confirmation point onto the fallen player of POC. But that's also kind of a risky thing because they are fighting the blue. He is close to 2,200 meters away from the circle. Good grenade, but missing the marker. And POC player is still surviving. A good smoke trail, rather, I'll say, from the side of Dayubi to revive his fallen comrade. And Ajaya, well, 2,200 meters is quite a long distance that he has to travel, but looks like he's going for those finish points, and the UB also gets taken down, and an entirety of POC has been eliminated. But now Ajaya, he has to collect some first aids and move as quickly as possible into the safety of the circle.
The next circle shift's going to be a little bit towards the northern side. Yasna Poliana is going to be favored. And as I mentioned, all the players of Aura need to do is just play safe. And that's what they're doing so far. Just hide yourself in the houses, hold one single building, and you should be good to go. And that's what I think so the players of Aura are doing too. No need to focus on fights. No need to pressure any team. As long as you're going to be safe, that's all that matters. AST for them, Ajaya, being the only man alive at this point in time, Ajaya himself knows that he does not stand a chance to win the tournament. So you might as well try to do whatever you want. You can try to pull off some weird shenanigans. Hora Esports on our screens. And as I mentioned, all you need to do is just hold down one single compound. And that's exactly what Hora is doing. Good thinking.
Well, certainly good thinking. They have the entire control of the big building, big blue building of Yasnia, like you pointed out. But speaking of A1NB Esports, they are also in the close proximity of one of the team. I believe it's either Iganex I8 or UG. So actually both. A51 is also there. So A1NB, they have to be a little careful. They are very well aware of the enemy threat lingering nearby. All they are doing is just waiting for the next circle shift. Looking at the resources, they're looking pretty decent, but looking at the position in the overall ranking, I don't think even if they pull off a winner chicken dinner that they can come in top 4. Am I right? Is my maths correct? Yeah, they can't. The chances are very less.
Yeah, no, that's why I said the real battle is literally in the top 3. I mean, the fight is to be on the first spot, right? So we might as well just focus on the top 3. A1NB, these guys have definitely disappointed their fans, that's for sure, because I mean, a lot of people had a lot of expectations from this team. I personally had a talk with a couple of people as well. They themselves said that A1NB, we have so many expectations this time, but not being able to perform is definitely going to be a massive letdown for the fans. UG, oh, position compromised. Now A1NB knows that there's someone in that compound. I like that split from the side of A1NB, though. I'm not going to lie. It's a 2-2 split. 2 players in this compound, 2 players far away in that compound. So anyone who's going to try to drive through from between, it's going to be a well-coordinated play. I hope the communication issue will be sorted soon, though. Leo Esports breaching in from the northern side. That's going to be a clear breach for them. FPG2 trying to breach in from that Yasna Poliana side, too. That's going to be a clear breach for them as well.
And remaining teams are trying to come from the southern side. That's where the maximum third parties can happen. But right now, again, XIA, they have managed to find a knock onto Rogue. Let's see if they can find the confirmation point as well. But looking at A51, not the best of the spot right now. But again, XIA Falak with those throwables and the grenades, should I say barrage of grenades, is trying to get those confirmation points. But no confirmation for now. Falak needs to patch himself up or maybe just close in the distance along with his teammates as the vehicles are already on the standby. But A51 Kancha also finds one knock onto the player of Raw Esports. I believe that was Jiggle.
DXD, both these teams. Oh, good flash though. Hold on. I was about to say both these teams, I mean, they do not even have a chance to do anything, but still maybe here to gain that experience, I guess. And DXD, Sajan, is way too up close and personal. ISSL Noob Alliance. For them to do anything at this point in time is really tough considering they've lost out on Jimmy too, but the return barrage of nades is something that's finding the value. So I guess you might as well try to go for it, right? As long as it's working. And Sajan was quite low. The resurrection's there on the time. Maybe this nade can find it, but no. Unfortunately, no.
DXD is still trying to fight with tooth and nail. Little peek from the side of Lucifer, and Malaboy was ready with his Carel. Now Noob Alliance, they have to be very careful as the grenades might come in from the side of DXD. Even we have the players of Againix I8 in the close proximity, but Raw, Sleepy finds a confirmation onto Sanchir. And with that, Raw Esports, well, they have been eliminated, 13 teams remaining. Lucifer is trying to find the perfect projectile for the grenade to find some connection onto the plus of DXD. But no connection at all. It's kind of a stalemate situation for both these teams, DXD and Noob Alliance.
Aegon XI8. Oh, lose him in the far fray. It's a 1-3 split. I'm not sure what Aegon XI are trying to pull off, especially in this such of a crucial moment. You're going for such a risky spread. I'm not sure how the future planning is going to look like, considering Uzum's way too low. But no, eventually he's deciding to regroup with his team, which is a wiser option. But for now, Avon and B engaging in a fight. The man gets ran over, Sketch knocked out. The two players in the far fray can't do anything other than just watch their teammates get leeched upon and just eliminated and devoured from the game. This 2-2 split, it did seem quite good, but then in the end, it also sort of became the way for their demise. Unfortunately, A1NB, they were just not able to play the split perfectly enough. The cavalry just wasn't really there, and now it's all just down to Hitmine and K9OP. Oh, these guys really need to figure out what exactly is going wrong with this team, man. I'm not even going to lie. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the players and for the viewers as well, for the fan base. But these guys really need to figure out the problem. Their communication issue has been an issue for a really long time now. It's almost been 1.5 or 2 years since this team's not been able to play that well. They need to do something.
100% agreed, because Sinister being such a veteran player, this should not be coming in from him and his teammates. But I hope that next time when we see A1NB, these issues would have been resolved. But for now, FPG is the next target for the players of Leo Esports, as one player goes down from FPG. But retaliation also coming in, as Yetat Uta has been taken down. Bia also goes down. The fight is definitely happening, and the players of FPG are losing that one. But from the rooftop angle, Mala Boy is also trying to pep a few bullets in the direction of Noob Alliance, as Noob Alliance are trying to back away or fall back from this particular fight. And looks like they've already made it to the safety.
That's what it seems like. Devil X Dragons. All the 4 players inside Mansion in a comfortable spot, in a cozy spot. Top 3 teams, that's where my eyes are still locked on. That's what I want to find out, how they're doing. Hora is one of those, Raw is one of those, and someone else is still in that race for the first spot. Hora, one thing is for sure, these guys are still safe. No issues in that regard. A1 and B in front of us for now. They were taking a couple of shots against the players of DRS. Nothing can be done over here. Aegon excited. Now looking forward to chime inside a fight, and they're actually taking down the players of Noob Alliance too. But from the far fray, it's going to be a third party from Devil X Dragons. Devil X Dragons, for them, this is a feast, and they're here to claim the points. It's going to be a little bit of a tough one to claim, though, considering Mala Boy is now all by himself, and he knows that he's getting pounced on by the entirety of Aegon X side. It's better to back away and play a little bit more safe. That's the only visor option, and that's what Mala Boy is possibly trying to pull off as well. Aegon X side, they're a little bit hurt. They've lost out on IQ. An instant confirmation follows up too. Devil X Dragons, now they're here to dig a grave off the players of Aegon X side. Crypto up close and personal. This man is a name to be feared. But let's see how well Crypto's going to be able to defend his team from this entire wrath of Devil X Dragons.
But the DBS in the hands of Mala Boy is also something that we need to consider, as he was trying to charge in towards the side of Aegon side. Palang still prone down in the smoke, hiding. And looks like Mala Boy is unaware about the position of Falak, and this is something that is worrying me. And finally, Falak strikes, takes down Mala Boy over there, and now DXD, they are not looking as good as they were, as Mighty is in a 1v2 situation against Egan IH, as Crypto is also moving closer. Mighty trying to patch himself up. A lot of smoke has been utilized, but Falak, he's getting shots from somewhere else. A third party coming in the name of Ajaya of AST from far away. He has managed to take down Falak. A blessing in disguise for the players of DXD, looks like. Both these teams quite few meters away from the safe circle, 70 meters, and 25 seconds on the clock. That's when the blue will start closing in, and both these teams, they have to focus or prioritize the rotation at this point.
Pretty much. Sleepy is over there too from the side of Raw Esports, Devil X Dragons. I mean, these guys have managed to get at least one man down from the side of Aegon X side, and that round can actually prove out quite a lot. That initial opening that they found against Aegon X side is probably now just playing with their heads, playing with their minds. Because Aegon X side, they're in the run for the championship. They're in the run for the winning spot. Oh, player spotted out in the open. This can be so bad. Uzum. Oh, Prone's back in the nick of time. That got me scared a little bit too much. Because Aegon X side, at this point in time, even they're probably feeling the pressure. Even they can't feel the adrenaline that's going to be there inside the game. And yeah, every single step you take has to be so cautiously. And unfortunately for the side of Aegon XI, even their backs are against the wall. So they need to make it inside the safe zone as quick as possible.
Well, they have to. But with that, Leo Esports, they also bid bye-bye on the 10th spot with 4 elims to their name. No Fear of Horror finds Vikings players, Machine, taken down, but looks like again XIA, they're also challenging the players of TXG, barging into the compound as
wow.
Crypto from the backlines finds Mala Boy over there, instant knock coming in, and the players are not prepared.
Oh, no.
TXG is not prepared for this barrage, and Mighty also goes down through the hands of Falak thanks to that DBS action coming in, and now Falak with that grenade is trying to find the last remaining player of TXG.
Just like that. Just like that, Aegon XI, they've shut down the players of Devil X Dragons who were making so much noise against Aegon XI. That's why you do not really mess around with the best of the best. And that's what the players of IAD have now proven to the opponents. Connection was found, so John's taken down a bit low. They know exactly where this player is too. But the unfortunate stuff is that they cannot just make the send it like that. Even though it's just one man alive, you never know. Maybe he can clutch it out. A 1v3 scenario, we've seen this happen uncountable amount of times. And now finally the push is going to come through. Aegon XI looking for to flush out their opponents like they do not even mean anything. War of close and personal, it's not going to matter against the shotguns though.
Sujan was trying not to give any sort of sound cue, but 1v3 was way too much to deal with, and finally they have been eliminated. But again, XIA, they are raining death and destruction. Look at those 10 finish points which they have accumulated for themselves. Horror Esports also trying to find their way inside the safety of the circle, having the complete northwestern control under their favor, but they need to be a little cautious of enemies in the nearby vicinity, especially in the name of Raw and UG as well. UG are so very close to the players of Horror Esports, but as the circle shift comes in, now Horror, they're a little close to 90 meters away from the safe circle.
Pretty much. Oh, look at Sleepy. Horror Esports really well aware of their surrounding. This fight is going to be a fight of the century. Raw Esports versus Horror Esports. I would really love to see who's going to come out on top because, as I mentioned, Raw Esports, Aegon XI, and Horror Esports, these three teams are still in the run to win the game. All Horror Esports needs to do is play safe as much as possible and win the game. But unfortunately, Mafia Ninja knocked out. Not a good news at all. It's the players of UG2 finding that knockout. Resurrection's going to be there. Luckily enough, the smoke was deployed, so that's why the execution did not really come through. But Raw Esports, they managed to eject one of the players out from the side of Aura. Sky knocked out and instantly finished as well. Raw, this is what they were looking for. This is like a date with destiny for the side of Raw Esports. The exact moment they have been graced with. And now the MP45 as well, starting to make it count. Jingle finds to knock out another player. Aura starting to get dismantled. This might just be the chance the players of Aegon XI and Raw Esports were looking out for.
Well, certainly, Sleepy also goes down, zoning on a sliver of HP, manages to find the last player of Horror Esports and marks it in. And Horror Esports, they bite off the dust. Raw Esports, they have to go for the rescue mission onto Sleepy. Good defeat points in their favor. But looking at A1 and B, Hitman has been spotted down by Aegon XI8. And Aegon XI8 fighting from the blue as Falak is trying to make his way inside the safety, but it's not going to be so easy as from uphill. K9 spots him and instantly shuts him down. Uzm being the last man standing now.
Hitman softened up. A1 and B can be the spoiler in the sport. No, Hitman. Oh, good tracing through the trees as well. But Aegon XI8 on the verge of losing out in their life. Uzm, what a return knock! Even though he only had 1 HP, he still strikes back. A venomous snake in the back lines. Uzm is not a man to be messed around with. A1NB, especially a team that has not been able to find that success, but eventually Uzm was way too low. I guess did not even have time to met up because the back was against the wall. He needed to make it inside the circle. That's where Uzm got shut down. Raw Esports, for them, this is the exact moment they've been waiting for. Can they be the winners of this game and take home the PMCO? Can they do it? Can they make it happen?
Maybe they can. They are trying their level best, but right now UG is also there. A51 is also there as the players of Raw Esports with those vehicles are trying to lure out the players of UG out of their covers. But That's not happening. But definitely, the resources are being wasted. But a very good run over coming in as Chari gets taken down.
Oh no, Raw Esports tables are now starting to get flipped against them. Undergang Slayers might just come out on top in this fight. Raw, what a big blunder that was. Undergang Slayers. Oh, they just come out on top. Raw Esports, they just lost that chance. Or maybe they grabbed it. I'm not sure what exactly is going on in the overall standings right now. But Raw Esports, they just missed out on the opportunity to pin that first spot down in their name and win the PMCO. If I'm not wrong. Oh my god, what just happened? Raw Esports, they're going to be kicking themselves in the feet. I'm not really too good at maths, but I think so. That's what has just happened. I think so. Raw just lost that first spot.
We are not so sure right now because my maths is not good, but I have to agree with you. The chances of Raw coming on the top are very slim right now. But we'll wait for the overall standings. Looking at A1 and B right now, they have a clear vision onto the players of A51. Undergang Slayers, good job on their part because suddenly the tables turned. Raw Esports, they were looking so fantastic. The vehicle run over came in. UG one player was already down, but still UG kept the calm and composure and managed to eliminate the entirety of Raw Esports. And especially in that chaotic situation when they were not even prepared for that 4v4 fight. But looking at A51, yes, they do have a good compound. They're just waiting for the next circle shift and trying to spot down the players. Looks like they have spotted on Hitman, but a retaliation fire coming in from Hitman is definitely a cause of concern for A51.
Oh, A51. They need to make it inside the safe zone no matter what. The constant pressure from the side of A1 and B2 is something that's really making them question themselves. A1 and B, these two guys, I mean, even if they do really win this game, it's not really going to matter at the end of the day. A51 looking forward to make that pounce, and they're actually way too close as well. A1 and B, Hitman is a little bit too late in pulling out his secondary weapon, and that's why he messes up, but his teammate is there with the backup. Beautiful nade to shut down A51. A1 and B, at least, maybe they can go out with a bang. But UG, they're on their way towards the players of A1 and B. They're here to punish A1 and B, not even giving them a chance, a time to recover. But already they've managed to patch themselves up. So UG, they need to be a little bit more cautious with this approach. UG looking forward to claim that high ground. This battle now finally breaks out. DBS of close and personal is always going to shine through. Shuts down the first man. Now UG, they're down to just this one last man alive. Even he pulls out the DBS. Wadu, a known legend in the scene. Can he make this 1v2 possible? Can A1 and B win this game too? Anything can happen at this point in time. And yes, it's A1 and B who take an exit from this tournament with a bang.
Well, A1 and B finally gets a winner-winner chicken dinner for themselves, and UG coming on the second spot. A good job. We were, especially you were asking, why is A and B not able to perform? Why there is so many communication issues? But looks like in the very last game of PMCO 2023, they have fixed those communication issues and worked as a unit, worked as a team, played as a team, and that has resulted in a beautiful winner-winner chicken dinner for them.
I mean, not really as a team, right? When you've just got two players alive, you can't really say as a team. But once again, you need to understand this was the last game of the grand finals itself. So a lot of the teams already gave up mentally. So it is understandable. Even the previous game, we saw DRS take a chicken dinner. Even that chicken dinner was something that you cannot really count on. Even this chicken dinner is something that you cannot really count on that you've improved. So I would still say there's a lot of improvements to go through, not just A1 and B, a lot of the teams that were not being able to perform throughout this tournament. There's so many things these guys need to improve on, but I'm pretty sure in the future they will try their best to iron things out. As you've got the A1 and B entire roster in front of us, and the overall rankings are still hidden. We do not know where A1 and B has positioned themselves, with a total elimination of 13 and 23 points, and damage dealt is going to be 2364.
That's quite a lot of damage that they were dishing out, and yes, the overall rank is still hidden. We will soon find out, but we know for sure A and B is not in the top 5, but maybe they are in top 10 after this performance. That could be a possibility. We will find out soon because our production is very smart. They don't want to reveal any suspense for now. But Raw Esports, speaking of Raw Esports, what does your math say? Are there any chances of Raw coming on the top, on the first spot?
I mean, I'm not sure, man. Horror Esports, they already had a solid lead to begin with. And now that Raw Esports sort of missed out on that opportunity, I'm not really sure, considering we did not even get a chance to see the overall standings in the previous game or after the previous game. So it's really tough to say. I'm pretty sure Raw Esports have missed out. They should be on the second spot, really close for the first, but I highly doubt they have made it to the first. They got excited too. They had a solid game. They were not doing too bad, right? They were getting those elimination points. They were playing pretty proactive. But unfortunately, I don't think so that proactivity is enough. Hora Esports had a solid, I think so, 10 points lead when the last time we saw the overall standings.
And the thing is, Horror Esports, they have been consistent. They have been getting those average points in every single game. On the other side, for Raw Esports, few games they shined really good. A few games they took a very early exit, just like the first Miramar, they were sitting on the 16th spot. So the inconsistency is the reason, if at all Raw is not on the first spot, I would blame the inconsistencies coming in. Maybe the next time we see Raw Esports, they'll be more consistent.
Maybe. There's a lot of maybes, ifs, and buts. But ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward and take a look at the MVP of that previous game. Who was the man who managed to outshine a lot of these players? Because that's something we need to find out. And considering, I think so, it has to be someone from Aegon XI. These guys are pushing up close and personal, but no, instead, it's Hitman from A1NB who managed to get 5 eliminations with 1360 damage wrapped up. Solid stuff from Hitman with 4 assists and 25-45 survival time with 6 knockouts. But ladies and gentlemen, soon enough, we are also going to be taking a look at the overall standings. I just can't find out who is going to be on the first spot. Oh, what?
Woo!
Aegon XI was the one to take it home? We all thought that Hora is probably going to be the winners, but no, instead it's Aegon XI 8. Hora is on the second spot. Aegon XI definitely has shook all of us. Oh boy, it is an astonishing affair indeed, but Hora Esports, valiant effort from them.
Well, certainly valiant effort from the side of Aegon XI8, and day 2 was completely different from day number 1, because today only they managed to get those 2 winner chicken dinner for themselves. And look at the amount of elims. They have got the highest elimination points, highest placement points. It's not just like they're not playing the perfect balance gameplay. There's a perfect balance between the placement and the elimination points. They're focusing on the rotation. They were focusing on those elims also.
Exactly, but ladies and gentlemen, you guys have clearly seen your PMCO winners. They're going to be Aegon XI8 with 121 points. They have managed to win this PMCO 2023 South Asia. Indeed, a massive statement being made from them, but Hora Esports, way too close, but still quite far. Then as you do move on forward towards the latter half of the board, FPG, a team that showcased some brilliance on day 1. Unfortunately, it was a big downfall for them on day 2. They were not even able to perform inside one single game. And then the rest of the teams, DRS Gaming, bad performance. One thing is that's for sure. Vikings not being able to do that great as well, but at least getting that chicken dinner at the end of the day, that's something that's okay.
Well, certainly getting a chicken dinner is something DRS was focusing on, and maybe next time we'll see a stronger DRS, because few seasons DRS shine, few seasons they are not able to perform up to their best. Noob Alliance is also one of those names that really need to work on, or maybe find out what's not going right for them. But looking at the elimination leaders, we have Crypto of Aegon XI8 with 33 elims and huge damage number. And speaking of damage, well, Sleepy has got the highest damage from Raw Esports with 30 elims.
Yeah, I mean, Sleepy was one of those consistent fraggers inside South Asia, inside this PMCO, but then Crypto just takes it over later on with 33 eliminations wrapped up. Solid stuff. This is what Crypto's known for. He is one of the best players that South Asia has to offer, that Pakistan region has to offer. And Crypto, once again, just making a statement. This man, the grind always pays off for this guy. Mullik 2 with 29, Rogue with 23, and this guy with 21. In general, Hora Esports, one thing is for sure, these guys are going to be kicking themselves because they got eliminated in the final few moments. Even they pretty much, if they stayed alive for a couple of more positions, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But then Aegon XI, they just came in like a storm, and they just pretty much took it over. They are going to be your winners of the PMCO 2023 South Asia.
Well, certainly they are the winners of PMCO 2023 South Asia again excited, but valiant effort from the side of Horror Esports, Raw Esports. They also played it to the perfection. Even few other teams also chimed in, like FPG. Day number one was in their favor. They need to figure out what really happened wrong on day number two, so that next time they can come back much stronger.
Exactly. Next time, hopefully, all these teams who were not able to perform, I hope that they're all going to come back stronger, because some of the known teams as well, they were not able to perform at all. And that was definitely quite a big shocker for me. I mean, imagine me as a commentator, if that was a shocker, then for the fans, it was a big disappointing moment, right? So I hope that's not going to be the thing. I hope in the future, all the known teams, once again, they will be back on that domination. The new teams that we saw inside the PMCO, they have pretty much gained that experience facing some of the best teams that the South Asian region has to offer. I really want to see what FPG has to offer as well in the future.
Yeah.
FPG, they were quite a promising force. Unfortunately, on day two, the inconsistency hit them. But well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that in the future, this is not going to be the same case. With that being said, make sure to follow all of our social, which is going to be here. And, well, in general, I hope you guys enjoyed the entire show, because for now, that's it. Going to be from my side, Necro and Shadow. With that being said, it's time for us to take leave. You guys have a good night.